You are more powerful than you think. And I don't mean it in a cheesy, motivational poster kind of way. I mean your brain is literally wired to create your reality. And most of us have no idea it's even happening. I used to scroll past videos like this because I thought they were just generic, motivational, repetitive, annoying, gross, fake. Just kidding. But I was like, yay, I'm gonna watch a video and then I'm not gonna do anything about it. Like, okay, you think you know my life? Please. But once I started learning about things like priming, reframing, and awareness work, everything started to shift. So if you've been feeling stuck or behind, or like your mind is working against you, this video's for you. Because small mental shifts can really lead to massive emotional relief. So let's start with something called priming. Priming is the idea that what you focus on, your brain starts to filter for. It's why when you learn a new word, you suddenly start hearing it everywhere. Or for example, I used to drive a light blue Volkswagen Bug in high school, and I swear everyone had one. I would see them everywhere. Mentally, it was just what I was focusing on more, I guess. And it's not a coincidence. It's your brain saying, hey, you're telling me to focus on this. You're telling me this is important. So what happens when we're constantly focused on I'm not good enough, or I'm behind, or everyone else is doing better than me? Our brains start to scan for evidence of that. But here's the good news. If we shift what we prime for, we shift what we start to notice. And that's where gratitude comes in. I used to hate the idea of a gratitude journal or gratitude lists. It just felt fake or forced, a little bit too simple even. But when I suddenly learned that being grateful isn't meant to invalidate or take away from what you're feeling, it was just about redirecting your brain. So once I had a perspective shift, I was like, okay, I'll try, fine. And what I really like about gratitude, it's a way to prime your brain to see what's working in your life versus what's missing. It doesn't have to be a perfectly curated journal. Sometimes I just think of 3 things that I'm grateful for right before I go to bed, or while I'm brushing my teeth, or while I'm driving. I'm just driving back right now from going on a run with a friend, and 3 things I'm grateful for are my body that allows me to run and push and endure, and I'm grateful for good friends who make me feel so re-energized. The friends I have in my life right now are people who I leave hanging out with them, and like I just feel good about our interactions. Like I know it's a judgment-free zone. Like we are so happy for each other and just uplift each other, and I'm so grateful that I have those people in my life right now. And I was listening to music, and I love music. It is what grounds me, what centers me, and I was just practicing what I preach. I'm just feeling just those small shifts and like, wow, I'm grateful. Like I'm happy now that I noticed that stuff. So you should try it. So just start with 3 things. And again, I know it sounds,
I'll think of 3 things you're grateful for and your life is gonna change.
but the more you do it and over time, it starts to work, not because your life magically changes, but because you start to notice good things that are already there. Personally, that gave me the energy to deal with the hard stuff differently. All right, now the next step is reframing. I love reframing. It's like a perspective shift. Reframing is how we take a situation and tell a new story about it. Again, it's not ignoring the pain at all. It's about choosing how we interpret it. So when we don't get a job or we don't get into the school we wanted to, instead of saying I failed, we just say that's not where I was meant to be at this point in my life. I needed to be somewhere else, to meet new people, to have different experiences. And something my therapist taught me is also reframing those what ifs. What if I fail? What if it doesn't work out? What if I thrive? What if this works out? What if this ends up being the best decision I've ever made? What if this is exactly what I needed in this moment? And this is so important. Your brain believes what you repeat. So start repeating something that helps you. It's like training your inner narrator to be more compassionate and curious. And again, I'm all about simplicity because then I watch these self-help videos and videos about growing, and they give you so many things to do, and I'm like, it just seems like a lot of work. So I'm all about simplicity. When you're put in a difficult situation, you can start by asking, how else can I see this? And that leads me to the final and most important piece, awareness. All of this starts with awareness. Because if you don't notice your thoughts, how can you change them? The first time I caught myself spiraling and saying, wait, I don't actually believe that, everything changed. And it just took that one thought to catch myself in that negative thought loop and be like, oh my gosh, that's not true. Awareness gives you that pause. It gives you that breath, that power. From there, you can reframe and you can choose what to focus on. And with practice, it becomes more automatic. The goal is not perfection, because you're gonna slip up and you're gonna fail and it's gonna take a lot of time until you become aware. The goal here is presence and awareness, noticing the thought, choosing a new one, and moving forward a little lighter than before. You do not need to overhaul your entire life to feel better. Just start with this. Notice your thoughts. Then reframe one. Think of one thing you're grateful for. That's how it starts. I'm not saying this is the solution to all your problems because the mind is so powerful. I cannot reiterate that enough. And when you give it new instructions, it listens. So yeah, you're more powerful than you think. So now that you know this, what are you gonna do with it? I would get so annoyed because it takes action and consistency. If you're just even starting and taking steps towards being a better version of you, you've done the hardest part. The hardest part is just starting. So good luck on your journey. I hope this helps at least one person. I know how much reframing my thoughts has helped me so much. And if I can give this tool to at least one person, great. Perfect. If you want, you can even comment one thing you're grateful for in the comments and you can call it good for the day. And I'd love to hear if anyone else is on their self-growth journey to becoming the best versions of themselves. Just remember, you are in control of your mind and your brain and your thoughts. Once you stop letting life just happen to you, a lot's gonna start changing for you and you'll notice it. Priming. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped. Oh, make sure to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.